Hi, my name is Barrie Crampton. Welcome to another edition of Not the Evangelist News. Today I want to talk to you about a headline that's come up today. And the headline is, in Car Dealer magazine, Stellantis meets ZEV mandate targets as lobbyists insist legislation is working. Stellantis hit EV sales targets in 2024. The company said it achieved ZEV mandate requirements through sales. And sales are... The firm sold 39,492 electric cars in the UK last year. Let's just go further into it. This year I'm going to try not be so aggressive. But you know, these things wind me up because this is about the motor trade, and as you should be aware, it's a trade that I love and I've always been in, and it's so upsetting to see it the way it is at the moment, and to see so many lies being told about it for people who are just trying to line their own pocket, unfortunately. I mean, I know the motor trade's trying to line its own pocket, but it's an industry. However, the motor trade seems to attract people on the periphery who just suck the life out of it. And it would seem to be the lobbyists now that are doing this. So Stellantis has confirmed it met the government ZEV mandate targets last year, despite concerns it may fall short. The car maker was being a vocal critic of the measure throughout 2024 and blamed the legislation for its decision to close its van plant in Luton, putting 1,100 jobs at risk. Now, however, the outfit has said it sold 39,492 electric cars in the UK throughout the year, above the required 22% of all sales. The government said last week that it was not expecting to dish out any ZEV mandate fines to manufacturers. I'm not surprised. You know, haven't you cost them enough? They've spent $4.5 billion in discounts trying to get to the target. You know, to fine them, that would just be a little bit unfair in my eyes. Under the mandate, at least 22% of new cars and 10% of new vans sold by each manufacturer in the UK in 2024 must have been zero emissions. Stellantis said it met the requirements with strong sales of the group's extensive lineup of electric vehicles, with 30 electric cars and vans on sale in the UK across 11 brands. So, if I'm getting that right, they've sold 39,492 cars across 11 brands. Not Stellantis, is it? The almost 40,000 EVs sold by Stellantis in 2024 represented a 59% increase on 2023 and resulted in a 10% share of the entire new electric car market. The mandate percentages rise each year, with EVs expected to make up 28% of new cars and 16% of new vans in 2025. The figures will eventually rise to 80% of new cars and 70% of new vans by 2030. Failure to abide by the mandates or make use of flexibilities, such as buying credits from rival companies or making sales in future years, will result in requirement to pay the government £15,000 per polluting car sold above the limits. It comes as Labour continues to consult on changes to the rules, which could include making it easier for non-compliant manufacturers to avoid fines. Ulrich Druce, sounds like a Bond villain, doesn't he? Ulrich Druce, Group Managing Director of Stellantis UK, said 2024 saw more people than ever purchase an EV, and I'd like to thank our customers who have decided to switch to electric with one of our brands, and also to our incredible UK retailer network for making it happen. He went on, despite offering a very comprehensive lineup of popular electric cars and vans, and a strong will and focus on making our EVs as attainable as possible, the steep trajectories of the ZEV mandate are out of step from current demand. You know, this guy's the head of kind of 11 car sales companies. We know they've lost, or we know they've given away £4.5 billion to get to this stage. So anybody who thinks that's normal is an idiot. And we know who the idiots are, don't we? We really do. The idiots are the people that are being paid to lobby on behalf of selling EVs and bankrupting the motor trade. Put simply, if the UK is to achieve its transport emissions ambitions and for EVs to represent 80% of new cars sold in 2030, then consumers are going to need more encouragement from the government to do so. You know, why would they need it? If EVs are so good, why would they need encouragement from the government? It just doesn't make sense. Why would they need anything? Now then, we come to the EV lobbyist rubbish, and it is rubbish. UK is now the #1 EV market in Europe. Now just listen to this, the similarity. I don't understand why car dealer have got one guy who's in charge of the company saying that the ZEV mandate's not working, but then they've got 3 climate lobbyists saying it is. 3 climate lobbyists who know nothing about car sales. Quentin Wilson, I mean, he just seems to go where the money is, doesn't he? You know, and same as the other Andy Pandy, he's the same. Colin Walker, I just don't know about him. I just despair. EV lobbyists said Stellantis sales performance demonstrates that the ZEV mandate is working. Colin Walker, head of transport at the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit, said suggestions that the car industry was struggling and that the ZEV mandate target was too onerous have proven to be wrong, and were often based on misunderstanding of how the policy actually works. By encouraging greater competition between manufacturers as they seek to hit their targets, the mandate is driving prices down. So again, Colin thinks that it's a good thing for manufacturers of a massive workforce to have to sell products at less than the cost. Well, not sell, give them away. They've had to give them away. They've not sold them. A sale is a mutually beneficial agreement between 2 or more parties. When you blow your brains out giving somebody a car, it's not mutually beneficial. The person who's got it benefit, or you think he'd benefit, but then he doesn't, because the market they've created for EVs now is just tanking all the time. So no matter how cheap you get it, you still can't keep up with it. It just, you know, it's like an hourglass. Your EV is like an hourglass, and the sand is just running out the bottom. You know, you just can't do it. Then we go on to another one. Quentin Wilson, founder of Fair Charge and advisory board member of EV UK, he's got nothing to gain from bigging EVs up, has he? Added, the fact that Stellantis has hit their ZEV mandate for 2024 shows what we've always said: the mandate is achievable. I can give 1 million cars away. The idea, though, is to kind of sell it and make a profit and still have a workforce and you know, factory in Luton. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? The fact that Stellantis has hit their ZEV mandate for 2024 shows what we've always said: the mandate is achievable, and it's exactly because of those targets. They're going bankrupt because of those targets, Quentin. So often derided by the car industry, that the UK is now the #1 EV market in Europe. So, we know, I've already done a video why the UK is #1 in Europe. It's because sales have crashed in Germany. They have absolutely tanked in Germany. This was the boast the other week. UK overtakes Germany to become Europe's top electric car market. I've done a video on it. I'll put a link, is it up here? It's going to either be there or there. UK dethrones Germany as top EV market in Europe. Country narrowly pulls ahead after new EV registrations jumped 21% in 2024. Yeah, EV registrations in September in Germany dropped 69%. And over the year, here we go, over the year, electric shock is at the end of electric vehicles in Germany. Germany's once buzzing electric car market has suffered a spectacular blowout, with sales plunging by a staggering 27.4% last year, 2024. Official figures reveal that just 380,609 battery-powered vehicles were registered in Europe's largest auto market. So it's the largest auto market, and they still can't beat us selling EVs. And do you know why that is? EV subsidies scrapped. High hopes fizzle. After years of steady growth, the wheels came off the EV boom when government support vanished in 2023, leaving potential buyers stranded, according to analysts. The sudden end of subsidies created massive uncertainty. High prices, limited range, and Germany's patchy charging network have left many buyers stalling at the starting line. We hadn't overtaken them. Our line going up steady. We're buying customers every month. We're buying more and more sales, registering more EVs, hiding them for 12 months, sticking them on fields, doing all that sort of stuff. Germany, I've no experience in the German market. They could well have been doing that. I don't know. But Germany's market was like that. Ours is like that. Germany's market's collapsed. And we've intersected here. Germany on the way down. I would expect the UK market to do the same next year. So I would expect that Germany overtakes us again next year. Well, not overtake. I would expect that Germany's EV market doesn't drop as fast as our market next year. But, you know, yet again, these people, Quentin Wilson, if he doesn't know full well that we're only there because the German market's collapsed, then, well, he does know. He does know. And again, it's fibs by omission, isn't it? In my eyes, anyway. Ben Nelms, chief executive of New Automotive, said, "It's fantastic to see Stellantis, a true heavyweight of UK automotive manufacturing, meeting its electric vehicle target. The lessons for ministers are clear. The UK targets are working. Consumer demand is there. Manufacturers are delivering, and the UK is poised to benefit from greener, cheaper transport." Meanwhile, the government says it remains committed to the transition to EVs and is working to unlock a multi-billion-pound industry. It's not a multi-billion-pound industry. They've had to give away £4.5 billion of discounts, and that works out at, I think it's £11,811 discount per EV they've registered. Now just imagine that. A Department for Transport spokesperson said the UK is now the largest EV market in Europe. See, that's even the Department of Transport. Even our Department of Transport are idiots. Honestly, it's to me, this is like running a marathon and saying you beat the champion. You beat last year's record holder. Now, what you've got to do is forget that he was way ahead of you and then he died. He had a heart attack on the track. You like run past him. Yeah, I've won. Number one. Dead. That's the German EV market dead. It's circling the plug hole. A Department for Transport spokesperson, who should know better, said the UK is now the largest EV market in Europe, and thanks to the flexibilities of the ZEV Mandate, we are confident that the whole industry will meet targets and that no car manufacturers will need to pay fines. We're investing over £2.3 billion to make the transition to zero emissions vehicles a success. So that's half. They're investing half what the manufacturers have given away in discounts this last year. Unlocking a multi-billion-pound industry and creating high-quality jobs that will drive growth for decades to come. Ain't gonna happen. So you'll see there, Stellantis meets ZEV mandate targets as lobbyists insist legislation is working. No, it's just not working. They can't say it's working, it's just not. it just isn't working. For instance, has anybody seen Auto Trader's new layout? It's awful. In my opinion, it's absolutely awful. It's like an EV dashboard, information overload. Basically, you need a speedo, a rev counter, fuel gauge, coolant temperature, and an oil pressure gauge, preferably. It's all that crap that and you just don't know what's going on. You really don't know what's going on. You know, the first thing is an ad. Let me just show you this for a start. I'll go to Polestar. Polestar only make electric cars, don't they? Part of the Volvo group, or were. God knows whether they still are. So here we go. Polestar, up to 2025, up to 100 miles electric. And we look at these. Just have a look at, I mean, just look at this page. First of all, in my opinion, Auto Trader shouldn't advertise any cars with placeholders, because it just the whole lot just looks disgusting. You know, it's a Polestar. There's an image coming soon, and that's a Volvo. Just arrived, black, Marshall approved. Marshall approved. Marshall approved. Let's just go to, most recent. It's already on most recent. That's strange, because most recent, goodness me, look at that. Thanks to our friends again at AT Price Tracker. It's people like them that really point out the problem with EVs at the moment. For instance, these advertised on the 10th of the 1st, 2025 at 25,500, and then the very next day reduced to 24,800 by 700 quid. Now, one of these, it's just awful, honestly. I honestly wish we'd go back to the days of Polaroid Dave, where Dave used to come round, take a photograph with a Polaroid. I used to take his Polaroid off him and draw a circle round it with my marker pen, so that when it was reproduced on the Auto Trader, it would look like, because you used to go into different places and you'd open a copy of Auto Trader and somebody had circled a car that they'd already seen. A big circle on it. Half a dozen of us used to share an Auto Trader at a cafe where I used to go, and you always used to see a circle, and immediately your eyes would go to that. But nowadays, I mean, just look at that. It's just awful. It's just disgusting. It's the same photo on four of them there. Yesterday, there was some idiot uploaded a Polestar, and in the description it was a letter to a customer apologising that they've probably missed the inquiry. How can you miss an inquiry? You know, when EVs are in such a state, how can you miss an inquiry? It just don't bear thinking about. But all these, look, they're all the same. So what year are they? Oh, look. There's a load of 2-owner Polestars in BCA. 2 owners with 13 mile on, 15 mile. For 2 owners, now think about this, they've been reported new, as a new sale, and they've been reported as a used sale. They've got 2 owners. They haven't had an owner yet, really. They haven't had an owner driver yet. Those had just been reported twice. Now we go here, and there's just lines of the damn things. 12 miles, 2023 on a 73 plate. So we'll click on that. These are at Marshall's. When were they registered? '31st of 12th, 2023. So these were registered last year. They've just been advertised this year. That vehicle, we'll go back. That vehicle has done 12 miles. None of these have actually been sold yet. 100 miles, 2024. See, it's 2024s, 24s. We'll click on that, see where that's. 22nd of the 3rd, 2024. So that's 9 months old. So we've got 12-month-old, 9-month-old, 3-month-old. No doubt there's going to be 6 months old. All come up for sale within the last couple of days. Where have these vehicles been? You know, just where have they been? Here we go, 2023, 73, 31st of 12th, 2023. They've disappeared off the face of the earth for 12 months. Just been advertised today. Loads of them. And these will just be the tip of the iceberg. As I say, they're in, there's a load in BCA. 2 owners. They've not even done 20 miles, they've had 2 owners. And they've been reduced by thousands and thousands of pounds. We've outsold the Germans. No, we haven't. We've outregistered the Germans. The Germans, I think the Germans are waking up. And yet we've got these, Colin Walker from the Climate Intelligence, Quentin Wilson from Fair Charge. They all speak on electric everything or everything electric. New Automotive, we'll just go to New Automotive. Accelerating the switch, a response to the government. Let's just see what that says there. The headline, New Automotive welcomes the government's intention to introduce a ZEV mandate in the UK and the opportunity to respond to this consultation. Who are they? Are they selling cars? Are they another non-profit maker? Let's go about us, our partners. We'll have a look at our partners. Well, fancy that. Octopus electric vehicles. And just as yet another reminder, I'm an affiliate for Octopus Energy. I've tried on 3 separate occasions, at least 3 separate occasions, to get them to contact me back because I'm advertising salary sacrifice as an affiliate through Octopus Energy, and I wanted to know how they dealt with customers. Do you know what the answer is? The answer is they don't deal with customers because they've never come back to me. So if they don't come back to me, are they going to get back to my customers? I doubt it very much. They should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. They really should. Disgraceful. Down here we've got the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit, ZAPMAP, Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency. Is that not a little bit biased, do you think? Carbon Tracker, Welsh Government. Where do you get your funding? We mainly receive funding from foundations with an interest in climate change. I think that says it all. To be fair, I think it says it all. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.